Welcome to a Psalm for Sunday. I'm in Psalm chapter 39. I'll start with verses 1 to 6. To the chief musician, even to Jeduthun, Psalm of David, I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. My heart was hot within me while I was musing, the fire burned. And spake I with my tongue, Lord, make me to know mine end and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Behold, thou hast made me my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Selah. Truly, every man walketh in a vain show. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches, and knoweth not who will gather them. This is very impressive from David. It's a declaration and a challenge for us. He will guard his tongue before the wicked. So many times we're tempted to speak our mind when the best thing that can be said in front of the wicked is nothing. James 1:26. If a man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. James 3:2-8 says, For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same as a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great, and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold how great a matter a little fire kindleth. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it hath set on fire of hell. For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of the things in the sea is tamed, and hath been tamed of mankind, but the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Amos 5:13. Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. He had said something like this before, Psalm 38:13. But I, as a deaf man, heard not, and I was as a dumb man that openeth not his mouth. In this we have a picture of Christ. Isaiah 53:7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep for her shearers is dumb, so he openeth not his mouth. Matthew 27:12-14. When he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, Hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Notice some similar sentiments expressed in verse 3. Jeremiah 20, verse 9 says, Then I said, I will notice some other similar sentiments expressed in verse 3. Yeah, Jeremiah 20, verse 9. Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. But his word was in mine heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. Ezekiel 3:14. So the Spirit lifted me up, took me away, and I went in bitterness in the heat of my spirit, but the hand of the Lord was strong upon me. Luke 24:32. And they said one to another, Did not our heart burn within us while he talked with us by the way, and while he opened to us the scriptures? David laments at wanting to know his future, a future only God can know. Here are some other similar thoughts. Psalm 90, verse 12. So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Psalm 119:84. How many are the days of thy servant? When wilt thou execute judgment on them that persecute me? Job 14:13. Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave, and that thou wouldest keep me secret until thy wrath is past, that thou wouldest appoint me a set time and remember me. David laments also the shortness of his life in comparison to the infiniteness of God. Psalm 90, verse 4 will say in 4-10, 4 and 5 will say, For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night. Thou carriest them away as with a flood, they are as sleep. In the morning they are like grass which groweth up. And in verse 9 and 10, For all our days are passed away in thy wrath, we spend our years as a tale that is told. The days of our years are 60 years and 10, and if by reason of strength they be 80 years, yet is their strength labor and sorrow. For it is soon cut off, and we fly away. James 4:14. Whereas ye know not what ye shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away. This is also a recurring theme in Ecclesiastes as Solomon comments on life. Finally, this thought in the last verse of the passage is repeated later. Psalm 49:10. For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish person perish, and leave their wealth to others. Now let's go ahead into verses 7-13. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope is in thee. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb, I opened not my mouth, because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thine hand. When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity. Selah. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear unto my cry. Hold not thy peace at my tears, for I am a stranger with thee and a sojourner, as all my fathers were. O spare me that I may recover strength before I go hence and be no more. David acknowledges that his hope is only in the Lord. Later in Psalms, it will be noted, Psalm 130, verses 5 and 6, I wait for the Lord, my soul doth wait, in his word do I hope. My soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say more than they that watch for the morning. Jacob declared in his prophecies regarding his sons, Genesis 49:18. I have waited for thy salvation, O Lord. He had said before, Psalm 25:11. For thy name's sake, O Lord, pardon mine iniquity, for it is great, and in verse 18. Look upon mine affliction and my pain, and forgive all my sins. While in verse 2, David held his tongue before the wicked, here in verse 9, he is silent before God's rebuke. Look at verse 10 in Job 9:34. Let him take his rod away from me, and let not his fear terrify me. Job 13:21. Withdraw thine hand far from me, and let not thy dread make me afraid. Recall Psalm 38 we did last time, 38:1 to 8. A Psalm of David, bring to remembrance, O Lord, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in the hot displeasure. For thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presseth me sore. There is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger, neither is there any rest in my bones because of my sin. For mine iniquities are gone over mine head as an heavy burden, they are too heavy for me. My wounds stink and are corrupt because of my foolishness. I am troubled, I am bowed down greatly. I go mourning all the day long. For my loins are filled with a loathsome disease, and there is no soundness in my flesh. I am feeble and sore broken. I have roared by reason of disquietness of my heart. See how David pleads for God's mercy for his sins, lest he die. Job said in his confusion and pain, Job 10:20, Are not my days few? Cease then and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. These are prayers that speak to each of our hearts, if we're honest. So I really enjoyed that psalm. I got a lot out of it myself. Hope you did too. I would encourage you today to open your Bible, let God speak to you through his word. I would encourage you today to also study your Bible, cross-referencing the verses. Please ask God for wisdom and understanding before you do either one of those things. And then share your interpretation with someone else. Now, you can read my comments on blogger.com. I'll post the link below. But if you watch this video this far, would you please click like and subscribe or follow and share the video with someone else? And I look forward to your comments. You might agree, disagree, have something to add, have a whole different interpretation. Feel free. Thank you.